Hello.
Hello.
Oi, oi.
Hello.
Greetings.
Welcome to session 108 of our D&D campaign. Yeah, exciting. We are almost as long as the first campaign of Critical Role.
Oh my
Soon.
god.
So yeah, take that, Matt Mercer.
Yeah, almost longer and therefore almost better.
Yeah, the longer the better. So prepare yourself because this is gonna be a long one. um, right, how's it doing? Good.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
if everyone
I have
is.
a lollipop.
What flavour is it?
It's strawberry. It's sugar-free though, so
Ugh.
Oh,
It's not
Oh,
rotting
no.
my teeth. I don't want to know.
yeah.
It'll still
No, I
rot.
had-
It'll still rot your teeth.
Yeah, we'll just also
good.
give you the shits as well.
Yeah.
I
You'll
won't
have
say
a
it.
rotten teeth and a rotten butthole.
Yeah, I won't say a whole bag of sugar-free Haribos.
mistake.
Yeah, no, I did feel regret that day. Anyway, I'm sure all the 0 listeners of this would love to hear that story. So is everyone ready to go?
This episode brought to you by Buskpan.
Yeah. So sort of maybe B-Day company?
No, that's the
Like
mid-roll.
French, that's what the French do.
IBS medication, bidets, premium toilet paper.
Commodes. Bedpans.
What is a commode?
Commode is like a toilet that you just have in your... it's like a bucket basically that you do your business in.
In a
You can't go to the
chair. It
toilet.
like slots into a chair. So
Yeah.
if you can't get up and go to the
Oh,
toilet,
that's
use them.
for gamers.
Yeah, exactly. No. Gamers have...
Adult diapers.
Yeah, those or catheters.
Or both.
Yeah, sure. Okay, well, what a lovely line of conversation.
Stoma bag.
All right. So, let's begin, shall we? If everyone's ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Hopefully Discord doesn't die on me today. We'll see. So, last we left off, the Clive 5 had been transported to the planet Crane, which long ago was siphoned of its life energy by the planet-born dead. All that remains is now a husk of the planet it once was, with dead alien forests about, and no life whatsoever. While exploring, you came across Epic, a Cranian scientist who had uploaded his consciousness onto a computer in his lab, a somewhat mobile computer. Unfortunately, he was unaware of the destruction his planet had wrought, and upon joining the party, he led you to a military base where he was working before his disappearance. There you fought some strange shadow entities, and you made your way into the base, where you found a half-working portal with a control panel attached, which Epic explained was set to the last known coordinates of the planet-born dead before something spilled through it, which Gideon saw on a legend lore. Plugging into the computer system, Epic went about downloading all the files that remained, so he could continue the work later when you got back, and that was as you were sleeping. So the next day, you were all awoken to Epic saying, I think you can awaken now. If you would like to promptly make yourself awake. Ta-da! Psh!
That's my secret.
Is
I'm
that
always awake.
Oh.
Is
There's
that
like an
a
emoji
graphic
of
with,
some-
like a trumpet on the screen.
Yeah, it's more like a party thing. Like a...
Oh.
And
I was
confetti.
having a lovely dream. Back in the Frostpeak Peaks. There was so much alcohol.
All right. So, what have you found?
Excellent. Well, the download is done. And I spent a bit of time just going through them, organizing them as such things require. It does seem Well, I think the antimatter bomb that they were designing was planned to be sent through, so that's clear. However, it doesn't seem like they exploded it here, and it doesn't seem to be around here.
Where is it?
Oh, I'm just thinking whether they actually might have sent it through or not.
Well, clearly, if they did, it didn't work.
It does require some thinking. I also found a strange encrypted folder. And this will take me some time to open it. It's for the rulers' eyes only, the elders.
And you're okay with opening it?
Well, my programming says that I must do everything I can to preserve life and that those who are alive. It seems that this knowledge will come in handy. So, despite what I feel about it, I literally have no choice.
That sounds horrible. I'm so sorry.
Ah, something to do, isn't it? Bleep, 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 bleep.
Does he actually say that?
It's just like beeping away a little bit. You can unplug me now, by the way, Scrimshaw. I can go back
Oh,
into the
Sure.
device.
Well, yeah, I'll unplug him and yeah, I guess just hold on.
Mhm. Yeah, he transfers over into the main one, and you see the lights begin to turn on the main machine again, and the little eye stalk coming out of it, as well as the projection flickering on. And you see now he's there's a bit of color in the projection, almost. It's almost like he's slightly updated himself.
Got a firmware update from connecting.
Yes, these things always have the best updates. They get them first.
So this encryption on that folder, is there a cipher somewhere that we could use to decode it?
Hmm. You know what? I'm not sure. I don't know anything really about the personalities of the elders. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Why would the personalities of the elders have anything to do with it?
Well, just to see what they might be interested in, or what they might have chosen for some sort of password, I suppose.
Is the password password?
Let me check that. Bleep, 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 bleep. Unfortunately not.
What about password 123?
Well, this is why this is an issue. I could brute force it, but it would take us a couple of months.
Hmm.
We haven't got a
Do the elders speak your language? Perhaps it's in their language.
Well, there was rumors, which I have been facilitated by a preliminary scan of what I have downloaded, that the elders were actually, I don't know, that their language is very similar to the ones found in the temples. Maybe if we went there, we could scan them.
That sounds like an idea.
But that would be, we would have to go to a different planet, of course.
A different planet.
Yes, another one of cranes.
On a ship that goes in the sky.
I very much doubt we could find one that is flyable. But how did you get here?
We found a tuning fork.
Hmm.
Well, we were given a tuning fork by a friend.
Well, if there's tuning forks for this place, there must be some for some other places. If we meet your friend again, they might be able to help.
Quite possibly.
Sounds like there's not really much else to be found here. I think we should think about heading back. All of
Yeah,
our
I think
business
so.
is on another planet.
Sweet. Epic. Do you think that I don't know how much you know about the like a lot of the technology here. I don't know what your speciality was. But do you think you'd be able to recreate some of these things given time and resources?
Recreate what?
I don't know, like these guns,
Oh,
something like that.
well, what would you say is your current level of technology?
Not this.
Clubs.
Let's see. What's the most? Well, I think there was someone someone. Some of the gnomes are, I believe, working on skyships. Right? Is that correct?
I think
They're
so.
like big balloon things
Well,
that
one
float.
gnome
Big
is
balloon
working on a
things.
skyship.
Yeah, he's working on like
with
a big
Gothic.
balloon thing that floats in the sky, and that's pretty cutting edge.
So you've just begun to tinker with Tarstone energy, then?
It sounds like it, yes. I think
Yeah.
you did mention it was involving Carstones.
Yeah,
Also,
a lot of our
you
a lot of our
sure you
magic
eat them.
involves. Yeah, a lot of our. I think a lot of the sort of, I guess, the more advanced technology that we have is more based on enchantments and such rather than mechanical things. For example, myself. I was created. I am powered by Tarstones, but it was, well, to my knowledge, magic that was used to create me, not science.
Curious. You were created and you are powered by Tarstones.
Yes.
And I suppose we're not so alike then.
Not so alike.
Not so unalike.
Oh, I am not so unlike. Alright.
Oh.
Also,
I suppose.
what really is the difference between magic and science? Magic in some forms can be a science.
Is science just magic, but you know what you're actually doing?
I mean, I know what I'm doing whenever I use magic. Most mages know what they're doing. I dare say
Yeah,
Gideon
but-
sometimes might know what he's doing.
Yeah, but they don't really know what they're doing, do they? You know, we know the words, we know how to get things to happen, but none of us really know how it works.
I can use magic and I don't know how it works.
Well, that's... You don't dedicate yourself to magical theory like a wizard would.
But how do my spells work? I don't really use magic to cast it. I don't have spells.
I imagine it has something to do with your god.
I never thought of that. Maybe it does.
Not unlike a cleric. But yes, are we wrapping up here then?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think if there's nothing else to pick up on here, then yeah, I think maybe head back, go catch up with Erin.
Sounds good.
Yeah, okay. So as you begin packing up your stuff, you see one of the lights on the console, which previously was off, after Epic touched it and sort of got unplugged. You see one of the lights blinker on. It goes beep, and it's like a red light, and then there's like a whole bunch of lights above it which begin blinkering on as well. Beep, 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 beep. And Epic sort of, you see his projection turn around and look at it and saying, I don't know what's going on there. And then Morna, you see out the window the portal begin to buzz as this sort of like green energy starts to sort of like filter through the black, almost liquid shell of it.
I point at it with my mouth open. Not knowing
Right.
what to do.
Uh-oh.
We need to be a little quicker.
Is
Yes,
that
we hurry up.
is that what happened? Is that what happened just before the all the Nightwalkers came through?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
Come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
I'm gonna cast play. I'm gonna rapidly try and cast plane shift, like just kind of
Get us out of here! Get us out of here!
taking notes on my
Wait.
flute.
Should we wait to see what comes through first?
Absolutely
No!
not.
What if it's an ally? What if someone's made
Shouldn't-
it out
shouldn't
from
do it
Planet
now.
Born Dead?
Shouldn't-
I cast plane shift.
All right. So as you're sort of being transported away, and Chinook is using plane shift, you see sort of green tendrils of energy begin reaching out of the portal, and there's this sort of like black silhouette of a person seemingly walking out of the portal as you plane shift away. Doesn't look like a Nightwalker, but you return back to Erstwhal in the basement as Epic sort of short circuits slightly as the magic has sort of like transported it, and he sort of like pops back out of the projection and goes, "Bzzzt." Oh, what was that? Where did he go?
That was magic. I took us to another plane. Well, planet.
Magic.
I mean, planet's just plane, but with a T on the end.
I guess.
Good job there, Sherlock.
Thank you.
Pats him on the bit and kind of pushes up his coat a bit to himself and starts heading up.
Wait, is that where the word plane came from? It's just planet without T, like without technology?
That is a good question.
I don't know. Plane,
Well,
planet, planet.
what now? I suppose this is a nice dusty basement you have here.
Would be
Oh,
a
thank
shame
you.
if I exploded it.
I do not have plans of that at the moment.
Yes, this is our. Well, yeah, this is our house.
Not
We're
the
actually.
entirety of our house.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's more upstairs. This is the basement, but
Are you
Yeah.
carrying him up the stairs?
yeah, I'll just do as we're
Okay.
kind of walking up.
As you go up into the main sort of like hallway corridor, he's like, "Oh, how quaint! This is so very rustic."
Fuck you.
Who's around here? There's too many people.
I got those chairs are still marked off.
Yeah. I figure that you probably would have gotten your chairs back now.
Made rocks on pavement.
Got reinforced ones that won't smash when they're
They've just been fixed out with a local woodworker.
fixed to the ground.
All right, so you spread out across the house. It's a nice midday. Strangely, Halcyon doesn't seem to be around when you return. It seems quite quiet.
Gonna go
Can I?
find Clive.
Yeah, Clive's in the barn, looking rather chipper. Looking more chipper than last time you saw him.
Oh,
Good.
nice.
He's been recently fed.
You know, I'm thinking that maybe we should do something for Epic. If we go anywhere, and kind of normal to see a head in a jar, is it?
Head in
Hey,
the
I'm not
jar.
a head in the. I'm not in a jar. This is a very sophisticated piece of technology.
Maybe it is, but here it's just a jar. I don't think anyone's gonna pay any heed to anything other than that here.
Yes, if Halcyon does meet Epic without any prior warning, that Halcyon may believe that the house is haunted.
And God
Yeah,
forbid
she's-
what would happen if the Tempest brand find out.
Oh
Think it-
god.
She's seen worse.
You could
Right.
help me out in terms of making me a body, or helping me. You know, I need someone to help me fix the rest of this thing. I never quite managed to finish it off before I turned myself off by accident.
Well,
Well, I dare say me and Gideon are probably your most intelligent people here.
Well, really, any monkey could do it. I can project the instructions.
I'll do it.
Maybe. I mean, I know he said any monkey, but maybe some more dexterous hands would be the
Dexterous.
go-to. I mean, well, I guess look who's talking, but maybe leave it to the.
You don't trust me, do you?
I didn't say that.
You never trust me to do anything, Scrimshaw.
I didn't say that.
He's going for a chat.
You know what, Roxanne?
He's going for a chat. He loves
I was just deleting the lines. All right, one of these guys is now broken.
You listen to me.
You know what, actually, Roxanne? I mean, I got a couple things to think about after that little excursion. So, you're more than welcome to do whatever I was supposed to be doing for the body.
Okay.
You
I
can be a
will.
lab assistant.
Yeah, I can help.
Can we swap him and Clive?
Swap what?
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 Put Clive into the machine and then.
Whoa, hold on.
I thought you
Put
were
him into
proposing
Clive.
swapping me and Clive around.
Also, you're our horse.
Yeah. Well,
A
that's why I was
dying body.
confused.
Well, I would feel threatened if I didn't have the keys to your planet's survival inside me, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't think that's a viable thing. Right. So
So do we need a dead person?
What? No, I don't want to. Look,
I think he means a body like Scrimshaw's.
well, I just need some legs, really, so I can get around on my own.
well, that
Okay.
table's just been. Well, that chair's just been broken.
Well, I
The
could
legs have
go-
just been broken off that chair, so you could have those.
Oh my god.
Does it? How does it connect? How do the legs connect to your? What kind of thing do you need? Can it be wood, or does it have to be something a bit more sophisticated, or what?
Well, it will be quite challenging, but I suppose I could use some sort of clockwork technology. I'm sure that your people have that sort of technology here.
The gnomes would.
There's.
The gnomes
Do they?
Yeah. The gnomes of Lasagna should, but we've already also met a couple people who might know a bit about that as well.
That said,
Yeah, the only
I
time.
don't think we should hand him over to Sax anytime soon.
Well, that's why Roxanne will be there to help him out.
The only,
That's
I think
actually-
the only clockwork technology I've seen was in Baratheon, and
Not
So-
going
We're not.
there.
I don't
We're not
think.
welcome. there.
Yeah, I don't think that's an option.
Is Wilhelm Crandy even alive still? I can't remember.
Not sure.
He had gotten himself killed, hadn't he?
Oh, you're very knowledgeable, Epic.
Definitely wasn't there.
This is the voice inside your unconscious.
We hear a big booming voice from the sky.
I think the gnomes are probably your best bet. I mean, at the very least, they'll know somebody who might know where we could do it.
Well, once I can get moving around and have some sort of maneuverable digit of some sort, I can start to work on a lab. I have quite a few experiments I feel I need to run in quite a prompt amount of time. Also, I am interested in meeting your friend who you've been talking about, who sent you here.
Aaron.
Erin. Yes, that name.
Is Aaron around? Did she tell us
I
where she'd be
assume
going?
she'll be at her tower, right? Probably. She's usually there.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give a quick go. Gideon is gonna cast sending.
Okay.
To Aaron and say, Aaron, we're back. Are you and Aura Staffs? We'll meet you soon.
After a couple of minutes, you get a reply saying, if it's easier, I can meet you there. I'm excited to hear what you brought back. I'm glad you made it. See you soon.
Wonder what she's gonna think of all the guns we got.
Gideon just like jumps when he hears it. Sometimes those things, sometimes people speak back in a minute, a few seconds, sometimes in a few minutes. It's pretty disconcerting sometimes. But she can come here. It might make more sense. I don't want to be taking Epic around everywhere. I'm just gonna send her a quick message back, and he's just gonna say, "Come here," basically.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, is there anything else anyone wants to do whilst Erin is on her way?
I'm gonna make Erin a cup of tea just prior to when she arrives.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So whilst you're waiting, the door opens and you see Halcyon coming in with a full bag of shopping, in like a paper bag. She sort of sets it down on the floor before she notices you all there, and she looks up and she goes, "Oh,
Hello.
you're back. I didn't. I wish I had some warning. I would have brought back some more. Do you know how much I've had to lug this across? Considering that we don't really have a horse who can take a cart anymore."
Why
I
don't you get a horse that can take a cart?
Wait, that was allowed?
Yes.
I thought you just really liked that one horse.
No, get yourself a horse.
Oh, but then we're gonna have to have a bigger barn.
Then get a bigger barn made.
I can do that.
Yes.
All right.
Don't see why not.
I need to message someone.
Gideon,
Hello, by the way. She looks at the projector, and she says, "Are you new to the party?
Oh, no.
Would you like anything?" And Epic is just sort of like looking confusedly at all of you. His projection.
Best is just humor here.
Yes, Erd creature. I would like one of your finest sustenances, please. And she's like, okay. Where do you eat? Do you eat in your mouth? Like pointing to the projection's like smooth face. And he's sort of like, I will have anything. Yeah.
It's like, you don't want to know.
You don't want to know how I eat. And then he just like walks right through her. Like, and she's like, ah! Oh, it's a ghost.
This is Epic, by the way. Epic, this is Halcyon. Halcyon pretty much runs this place.
Damn right I do, Scrimshaw. I'm glad to get some recognition around here. Well, I didn't know you made friends with some ghosts.
Epic's not a ghost.
What do you mean he's not a ghost? He's walking around.
I suppose, what would you describe yourself as, Epic?
I am a human relations machine. Cyborg human relations. I speak over 10 minutes. He says, I am a cranian. It doesn't matter what my body is.
Fair.
Halcyon says, I'm gonna just go away.
well,
Goodbye.
don't forget your shopping. And he
Oh, yes, yes.
shopping.
Yeah, she takes it off you. Thank you, Gideon. It's nice to see someone with sense here again. Goodbye. And she goes and slams the study door.
You know, I thought she did that rather well.
Yes. I was expecting her to try and burn down the house and the like.
I mean, I think we've brought our fair share of strange things home before. No offense.
None of them tend
There's a
to.
thud in the basement.
Most of them tend not to be alive.
Can we follow the third?
That'll be Aaron, I guess.
Yeah, the door opens. You see Erin striding through.
You know,
Carry on, Chinook. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, it's fine. It was just
Wow.
about how none of this tends to be alive when we bring it back.
Mm. Well. What do we have here? And she says, staring at Epic's projection.
Aaron, this is Epic. He is a Cranian from the planet Crane, which is the planet that you guided us to. Epic, this is Erin. She's basically our smart friend. No offense, Gideon.
Right. Well, Cranian from the planet Crane. Ah, so that's what that translated to. That makes sense now.
We can give you a bit of a debrief, but just off the bat, you don't happen to have many more of those tuning forks on you, do you? The different planets in the
Unfortunately not. This one is one of a very special set. That's most of which tends to find itself in the Arcanum. I happen to have one though.
why? We probably should have asked this before, but why? Why do they exist? Who made them?
It's part of a, well, I mean, people have, magisters have been looking at the sky for hundreds of years at this point. Titus himself was guided by a star and landed on the shores of Orthaid. So the magisters had a lot of guided at the stars. We've always considered it to be something that will protect us and give us warnings. So this tuning fork is part of a set which describes a fall of a civilization that happened to come into our service. Each of the tuning forks plays a note on a very sad tale of the fall of their planets.
Sorry.
These tuning forks are part of the Shadowfell set, of course, and it was named the Shadowfell because every time anyone visited one of these planets, they saw nothing but shadows and death and life.
And would follow.
Yeah, so it got traversed down. I was never brave enough to take the plunge on my own.
So
You never quite know what's going to be waiting there, but yeah.
So they're unique.
Yes, there's only about
Non.
7 or 8, I think.
Maybe describe them as non-fungible tuning forks.
Yes, non-fungible tuning forks.
Oh, for goodness
I like
sake.
that sound. I like the sound of that.
But
Sorry,
I suppose
had
two questions here. The first one is, how long ago did this happen to the people of the Shadowfell? Because
Magisters started looking at this after the original battles in the sky 500 years ago. It's been a long process. Around the same time that the Kara Concord fell, there was Magisters noted battles in the skies and various portals opening up. Getting the first glimpses of these things, and a couple of these tuning forks fell to Orthaid. Well, a few of them.
so you're telling me that this battle in the skies, that we've heard a few things in the past of it. I mean, I've only heard a couple, but there was dragons, right? And they're fighting things. Are you suggesting that perhaps those were ships from the Shadowfell that were running away in some capacity?
Well, there were dragons involved, yes. I think Magisters at the time saw the Kara Concord as being the protectors of our realm. And the dragons who did remain after the falling of the Kara Concord attempted to stop what the Magisters thought was some sort of incursion. But there were lots of different vessels and vehicles fighting. It wasn't just dragons. It seems the battle was when the portals began to open.
It just seems pretty strange that the Magister... I mean, I'd never heard of this before.
Well, it was seen as a bit of a bad omen at the time, but a lot of Magisters were focused on other things. It was also the fall of Ariam, and the rise of that.
So you're cutting out a bit.
Am I? So,
Yeah.
uh,
Going robotic.
typical.
It's not in the same way. It's not the same way that you normally do, though.
Curious. Oh, no, he's completely gone now, I think.
Yeah, it's gotten significantly worse.
Well, so, Interlude.
My feet are really warm. I think it's because I've just had a bath.
Hello?
Feet.
Hello.
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 I'm on my phone again.
Oh.
Hello, on my phone again. I'm Zach.
Hello, Zach. So, where were we?
Well, you were explaining where these tuning forks came from, and I I think where we're coming at here is the Epic. He suggested that we try and decipher the language of the elders that lived on and among those stars. And it sounds like our best chance of getting to those other stars is using the tuning forks in the Arcanum, which the very thought of that makes my skin crawl a little bit.
Well, that isn't the only opportunity, is there? Chinook, haven't you been working on some sort of device with that friend of yours?
Oh yes, the super secret device.
The one that the tuning fork
Yes.
device. Yeah.
Can you explain?
It's an object that can allow us to go to different planes. I think without a tuning fork, was that right?
Yeah, it works as the tuning fork. You just have to like dial it in.
Yes,
like an auto tuner.
Yeah, it allows us to travel across realms without need of a tuning fork, I guess.
So how would you know what the right pitch and tone is?
The device would. Well, that's part of why we've been working on it, trying to figure out how to.
Well, tell me specifically how it works in the most intimate detail.
Music. Go burr.
Well, I would certainly like to look at that, Epic says. If it's a device, I might be able to, well, analyze it, I suppose.
And your
That
technology is
could
way
actually
beyond
help
ours,
us.
so. Yeah.
Erin says, and what else? What else did you bring with you?
Oh,
Oh,
some
this.
guns.
yeah, pull out a gun. Pull out one of the guns.
Packing heat,
these-
baby.
Oh my
Um,
goodness! It's
probably-
like Gothric's in here.
Probably best that we go outside to show you what these do. And
Right.
just walk
Yeah, I'll
outside.
fire it at a tree.
You fire acid, what, a nearby tree?
Yeah.
All right. You aim at it. You pull the trigger, and this beam of red light shoots out of it. A fraction of a second later, hits the top of the tree with like a bang, and you see like a big fireball sort of shoot off the top of the tree, and a whole bunch of birds scatter away from it. And a couple of birds hit the ground, sort of instantly dead, and are sort of like steaming as the top of the tree is like set on fire, and like black smoke is sort of shooting off it.
What type of day is it? Just like, is it?
It's just like a midday, spring midday.
I'll just make sure it's not going to start a forest fire or something.
Oh no, it's not going to start a forest fire. Not that dry.
So that's what that does when you fire it outside.
How does that? How does
It
this work?
It bounces off the walls.
I think Epic said it was antimatter.
Never heard of it.
I mean, it seems pretty antimatter when you fire it at things.
Hmm. And Epic, you are some sort of contraption of some sort. And Epic says, not just a contraption. I am a cranian that has found himself trapped inside this unfinished body you see before you. If you will help me finish my home, my device, I will be able to set up a lab and help you out if you want. She says, how do we know he's not just going to run away?
Because he is programmed to follow and help us.
How would that work? You can't even do that on constructs.
He's a far more advanced thingy.
And also, I mean, look at him. He's not exactly getting very far physically, is he?
I mean, he's been very cooperative so far. I don't see any reason to think that he's just going to abandon this cause that he's been working with us towards.
Also, I think he would jump at any opportunity to find out what happened to his people and if there are any still alive.
Yeah. Plus, if he runs away, where's he running away to? This isn't even his world.
Epic says, to be fair, at this point, I would give my life to destroy that planet.
I think any of us would.
I wouldn't.
Oh well, I think any of us but Chinook would.
I quite like living.
And Aaron and Gideon kind of rummages around in his bag, and he pulls out a vial of the kind of chitinous wood that he
Yeah.
picks up from the server. You might find this of interest. It's the Shadowfell. It's all covered in ash
Mm.
and I took some of the bark. I've not seen anything like it before.
Yes, this is what one of the Magisters wrote about. In relation to the area. Said it was rather safe in the woods. Magic didn't seem to awaken anything. However, there was no signs of life, and whatever natural life there was, vegetative, was this sort of black substance, beyond which was just ash. Is that what you noticed?
Oh no, there were also shadow demons.
But that was only when we went into what would have been habitated areas, like large cities that the likes that I'd never seen.
Yeah, it's much more technologically advanced than us. Though they don't have magic. They never have.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they do. They just didn't know it was magic.
Well, I mean, they didn't. You know, something as simple as a mage hand is, you know, fairly commonplace here. But I mean, Epic has never seen one.
I mean,
Is
they
this
could harness
true,
magical
Epic?
energies there. They just probably never knew magic existed.
Aaron turns to Epic and says, "Is this true?" And Epic says, "Yes, I'm afraid. I've never heard of such madness in my life. I feel like I've gone to the afterlife. Maybe I did die there. I've never seen such... I mean, we had what we would describe as magicians, of course, but they were people who did sleight of hand tricks and fooled people, you know, for money. Things with hiding balls and stuff."
Oh, I like that trick.
Hmm. Well, as a species with no outward-facing gonads, we don't have a clue what that means. That being said,
Then why do you
no,
have the word for gonads?
because I have used your language. I'm using your language, and my translator compartment is working fine. So that's all that needs to be said.
Okay.
No in-game reason for that to work. Well, yes, Aaron, I would very much like to help out. I did download rather a few folders, lots and lots of books worth of information. I've got a whole library inside my head right now of things that might be able to help us out. I only need time to sift through the mud, as they say.
I wonder if there's any way for us to get that onto paper. Like, well, how many pages of information would it be?
Well, I could always dictate it, but I have a feeling that would be quite bottlenecked in that regard. But assuming the average size of the books I've seen around this room here on your bookshelves, at least 50,000 or 60,000 of those, maybe more.
Wait, pages or books?
Books.
Oh wow, that's a lot of books.
Yes, it's rather a few.
That's like a library.
He did say he has a library in his brain scrimshaw.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
not a
it's
literal
yeah.
library.
Wow.
Yes.
Library. This guy.
This, but no, it is a place which I can access information at will. But that requires obviously quite a large amount of effort on my part to sift through it.
You could do some kind of indexing on that to help speed things up.
Well, I have started already, but I fear that it will
Have you
take me
considered
some time.
have you considered leaving little sticky notes in the pages so you can just go to them?
Sure.
That was
I will
how
try
I used bookmarkers and such when I read in my youth.
Oh yes, of course. I will try that. But yes, I'm not quite sure what else there is to do other than if you wanted to go to. Well, if you wanted to help me fix my body, and if you wanted to go to one of the other temples and help me try and brute force or like have some places to guess this password on this encryption thing. Other than that, I'm not quite sure what else there is.
Is there any way we can give you more power for that brute forcing?
Well, like my body, I always could do with upgrades, but that requires you to get things for me. And I need
Upgrades.
someone able to, well, be my hands, effectively.
What do you need?
Erin says, "Well, I can do that." And in return, Epic, you can help me plot my star data and have some more updated guesses on when the planet might actually get here. And Epic says, "Yes, that sounds fine." But if you, well, firstly, I need someone who is capable of making very quality clockwork. Yeah, basically, quality clockwork will fix up my legs and hands, and I'll be able to actually move around.
Okay. Sounds like
We should grab sacks then.
yeah, sounds like we should go see Sax.
And then, if you want, then once I can have a look at some of the star charts, I might be able to get some coordinates for you, Chinook, for your machine.
We set you up here to look at the star charts, and we can go and procure who we need, or is it probably best actually if you come with us and come back and sort that later?
Go where? Where are you going?
Well, I overheard Chinook and Scrimshaw was saying I'm pretty sure we know a good place to start in finding those parts.
There would be some people around there that would be very interested in these antimatter guns as well.
Hey, I don't mean to be. Do you really think it's a good idea giving those weapons to the gnomes? I mean, these things are, god tier powerful things.
Yes, I agree. Aaron says.
If we let these get out, then it could cause, I don't know, an empire of the size of Erd ran by gnomes, and sure, I'm about that.
Yes, they are rather powerful weapons. I fear that if these get out, we might have something worse on our hands than just having to deal with the planet. We would not want to deal with anyone with these. Also, this might be something that we should warn the Council of Orthaid about. To hide these sort of weapons and to be found out hiding them, that wouldn't be so great.
I mean, I suggest we keep it in the demi-plane of some description for now.
Yeah. I mean, we do still have most of them in the demi-plane, including that turret. I'm not sure what condition that's in. Made a
Probably
big crash
shattered
when it
at some
fell in.
point.
Maybe we should use our words carefully when talking about these things now, Scrimshaw.
Oh?
Well, I just mean, scrying, and the less people that know about this right now, the better, right? So let's just be careful about how we talk about it. Unless you disagree.
Suppose. Right.
Well, I could take Epic back to my tower if that is easier.
Well, I think we're going to take him to Lasagna.
Yeah,
I think if we leave
He's an RVC, right?
him with Aaron, we go to Lasagna, bring Sax back.
If we bring Sax to the tower.
Yeah.
Sax is in ROVC working on
Yeah.
stuff with the orcs.
We could show Gothic the gun, maybe.
I really don't think we should because he's going to want it for the orcs, and no, I really don't think so.
Yeah, gnomes are one thing, orcs are something entirely different.
Hmm.
We don't want either, really. Trying to take over.
Quite frankly, I've been mulling over whether or not we should find somebody who knows how to modify memories to restrict the knowledge even to us.
Well, we're the only ones that know, right?
No, I know, and what I'm saying is,
What? Wipe our own memories?
I mean, I'm just playing with you, but
No, we've dabbled in modified memory before in this group. It's not ended well.
It's not very ethical.
It's not very ethical.
I'll be damned with
We'll tell
ethics.
them. Well,
As someone who's
So what keep you
a modified memory survivor,
yes. It was quite horrific watching it. Although it was quite funny.
Wasn't there that guy? Yeah, that was Declan. Declan.
Poor Declan.
Well, it's just getting
Gideon, you didn't meet Declan. Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he travelled with us for a very short while,
And then died horribly.
and then was disintegrated. He came from the deck. Anyway, yeah. Shall we take Epic with us to go see Sax, or bring Sax to the tower?
Let me take Epic back to my tower. It'd be good to get him started as soon as possible.
Okay. All right.
Showing him off, not to be offensive, Epic. He turns to the projection and sort of like kowtows a little bit. But she says, "I do think it's best keeping him secret."
I agree. I was looking for a cloth of some sort to put over him.
Which means that just here and my tower, no one outside can see him.
Okay. For now, at least.
Yes.
Halcyon saw him.
Well, I do trust Halcyon.
We may at some point need him to speak before the council.
But for now, we should keep him secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We cannot. We don't want other people getting involved in this, and bringing a piece of technology back from a different planet that is far beyond our current technology. I know that there will be people in the Council of Orthaid, i.e. the Commonwealth, who will want to try and take him apart and learn from him. We cannot let that happen so close to the planet getting it.
Or ever. Because he is still a living thing.
Well, yes. I mean, it would be better if he just told us how he works rather than, But I know the Commonwealth don't really act like that, so they tend to do what they want by force. Well, so I'm going to return back to the tower then.
All right. We'll see you in a bit.
See you later. See you
Nice
at
to see you.
Epic.
Don't stress yourselves out too much. I know that the planet is coming, but you need to take breaks every now and again. Just understand that. It's a marathon, not a race.
Can I just do an insight check on Aaron?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, oh, what the hell?
Acting kind of sus. Oh,
Doesn't really come across is acting very different. She just seems kind of overworked. Like there's quite big bags under her eyes, and her hair's like a bit messy.
Okay.
She clearly hasn't been sleeping amazingly, and she might be just projecting. Like when she's talking about taking breaks, she might be like sort of saying that to herself as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, we have pretty much had like a year and a half of well, I guess what comes as close to breaks as we ever really get.
Yes, of course, but I know that each of you were looking for things on your own path as well as this. If those things might help us get to the truth of the matter, then solving those might help. But that's for you to decide. That being said, right, are you ready to go, Epic? And he says, if it's going to be anything like that last magical transportation, I'm going to probably hate it.
You'll get used to it.
This
Nice. I certainly won't.
maybe a little less jarring. That was, traveling between planes before. Now it's just across the continent, you know.
Right.
Just a casual hop across the continent.
Yes. Right. See you all soon. And you see Epic's projection vanish and go into the machine, which sort of like begins to brace itself as the eye stalk goes inside. Erin takes out her book and begins to mumble some arcane magic as her fingers sort of leave behind a sort of residue of bluish, purplish arcane magic. As the swirl of magic begins to swirl around her, and she vanishes along with Epic. And you see Halcyon in the back, like munching on a biscuit, going, "That's really cool."
What?
I love it when they do that.
What, teleporting?
Yeah. Look, I'm not from a magical family. It's this is still quite new to me.
I suppose maybe we take it for granted a little bit. Well, about to see it again. Shall we be off then?
You're gonna leave again?
Yeah,
yeah.
draw a VC.
Righto. Well, see you soon.
All right, see you soon.
Goodbye. Who's teleporting us this time? Is it me or you?
I mean, I only have teleportation circle. Do you still have the means to do it for free?
I do still have the way to do it for free, yes. And I can do it twice, so...
Well then. That seems
Okay.
better to me. Wait, didn't you plane shift us?
Oh, yes, well...
Just the one then.
Just the once.
Okay, so you begin to cast teleport and get your loot out, and this time the sort of arcane magic that surrounds you is one filled with flowers and sort of like naturey leaves as it swirls around you, sort of the sounds of nature and a nice like ambient setting as you all are whisked off to the orc city of Oravisi, which for a long which you haven't been to for quite a while. But you see a whole bunch of new builds built into the side of the mountain. Bricks and mortar being laid down on large sort of like opened up passages in the mountainside. Orcs carrying lumber and trailing wheelbarrows all around. They're very busy. You see also in the distance a quite large set of what seem like brick factories of some sort. Off in the distance, three in a row, where you see like maybe 50, 60 orcs around the place, just chatting, taking breaks. You hear the sounds of like hammering in the distance. And you see a couple of gnomes also walking around, mostly carrying blueprints of some sort, or like have large, huge magnifying glasses that they're just looking at things scattered on the ground with to scavenge. You have a vague idea of the direction of Gothic's hat, which is still in the same place it was before, just down the sort of main ravine. But what would you like to do?
Assuming we don't know where Sax would be, probably go go to Gothic?
Probably near the you have an idea that he's probably going to be near the factories.
Probably head there then.
Okay. So you begin to walk down the main row. Orcs sort of either side of you carrying, this time, just like wheelbarrows full of bricks and mortar. Sort of talking to each other. You see also a couple of orcs walking around carrying rifles slung across their backs. They seem to be like more of a like militia defense sort of group. Bit more uniformed, I suppose. But you get up to the main factory and you see a gnome sort of like looking at a bunch of blueprints, and he looks up and says, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
We're the Clive Five. We're looking for Sax.
Dax. Huh. He's probably in his workshop. He hasn't left it for days at this point.
Could you point us in the direction?
Yeah, sure. He's over there at the end of the row. He points to a sort of an outbuilding that's about half the size of one of the factories, situated on the end of the row of three. And as you begin to walk past them, as the gnome points you in the right direction, you're looking into the factories. They seem like large conveyor belts of just like parts that are being sent through, mostly gun parts. There seems to be some level of not automation, but like
production line.
Yeah, there's a sort of production line going. Different orcs doing different things. There's a few orcs like on drills, hand drills that are like boring out. Rifling in the barrels and stuff. As you walk past, you eventually get over to the workshop, which the door is closed, and it says "Keep out" with a big exclamation mark.
I'm going to open the door.
It is locked.
I'm going to knock on the door.
Yeah, you do hear the sounds of like someone going, "Come on, boing, damn it!" As you knock on the door, he says, all right, hang on, just a second. He eventually shuffles over to the door and opens it up. You hear like multiple locks being unlocked from inside, like 5 or 6, one after the other, and then you see a little sliding panel open up, which is like at your knees. And he sort of like looks through it, and then he just you hear him like push a stepladder up to the door, and then a bigger, higher up sliding panel opens and sees you all in the eye line, and you see Sax's sort of like sooted out eyes poking through his thick lensed goggles, and sort of looking out at you. And he's going, "Oh, it's you. All right, hang on." And then you hear 3 more locks unlock.
Oh my god!
But the door slides open. And you see behind, as the door opens, you see Sax covered in like oil and soot. His like white hair standing on end. As behind him, you see this like large sump thing that's covered in like a big cloth. It's probably about 30 feet, 40 feet in length. It looks like a boat, just underneath the cloth at the moment. And he says, "Oh, well, you caught me finishing up my prize design."
Oh, what are you working on?
Well, I was talking about that skyship a good year and a half ago at Erin's wedding.
Oh,
Well,
has
I've
been
been
that
through a lot of... It has been that long, yes. Nice to know you've been busy. I've been very busy. So I've gone through a few different design changes, had some tests, and I have finally discovered a perfect transmutation device that works with tile stones that allows me to get the lift I require. Well, I assume you're here to see this, right?
Actually, we're here to ask you if you would appreciate helping us with a side project.
Side project? But my main project is so close to being completed. It would be rude to interrupt an artist just before the finishing of his great pièce de résistance.
Trust us, this is a very, very important side project.
Yeah, I think once you've seen what this entails, you'll be interested.
All right, come on in then. And he sort of stands aside and lets you into his workshop. And he sort of like looks behind you and is like shiftily looking to make sure no one's been following you. And he closes the door and begins locking the door again.
You seem rather paranoid, Sax.
I'm not paranoid. I just know that the Commonwealth have spies everywhere. If they get hands on any of my blueprints or technology, they will invade Lucenia using my machines. Now the orcs,
Gothic wouldn't let that happen.
well, I trust the orcs with my life, but not being funny, but the orcs don't have a great history of counter spying. No. I have to take this into my own hands, and until it's done, I have to be very secretive about it.
Right. Have you taken it for a spin yet?
Well, I kind of need to finish up the air sac, and then it should be ready to go for a whirl.
You mentioned Commonwealth spies and wanting to keep away from them. I'm sure this building is filled with anti-scrying measures.
Of course, all of my workshops are.
Should we perhaps discuss the side project now, then?
Why do you think I'd let you
Sure.
inside?
Okay.
Yeah, hit me with it then. If it's going to take precedence over my sky ships.
We
How
met a being from another world.
Right.
He needs arms and legs.
I'm not in the business of necromancy or attaching things. I'm not a doctor.
how familiar are you with clockwork technology?
Hazen Holmes invented it. Yes, that's where I got my stripes originally.
Should be fairly
So
easy.
from time to time.
Should be fairly easy for you then. Basically, we met an alien trapped in a piece of very advanced technology. He can project himself. He stores massive amounts of information in his mind. He can seemingly alter his own. He calls it programming. But yeah, he can seemingly alter his emotions, just how his own brain works. If he
Right.
even has a brain anymore. But currently, he's just in this sort of tablet thing, and
With an eye.
with an eye stalk. So he's kind of at the mercy of anyone that someone is required to move him around. He's not mobile. He is very important for research into defenses against the incoming threat.
Yes, yeah, of course.
So having him be able to be mobile and more able to carry out work would be very useful.
Yes. So I should make some sort of clockwork contraption for him to move around in then.
Yeah.
I think I can do that. How much control does his eye stalk have? I might be able to set up some controls for him.
It seemed to move around, I think, in all directions.
Take me to him. I will design a chariot fit for an alien king.
It's not here. It's in Oristas.
Aristas.
You're free to come there now.
Well, yes, fine. I might have to lock down production on this stuff for now. I'll put my best people on the case. Yes, take me there. Sure. Did you want to see Gothic whilst you were here? I think he's quite busy at the moment.
Oh,
We
that's
saw
not.
him like a year ago.
Yeah, that's pretty much our quota.
No, it's we're busy.
I mean, he hasn't seen Gideon for quite a while.
I would like to say thank you to him for helping me out.
Oh, we need to get some diamonds.
Oh yeah, he
Oh,
owes
do
us
we-
some. So.
Do we not have diamonds?
No, we don't have any diamonds.
Oh,
Should
oh
I-
dear.
This is your responsibility now.
Oh,
It
no.
solely falls to you.
You have to remember.
Ridiculous.
You have to tell us when you've run out.
Wait, Shinook, were you seriously walking around without any diamonds?
I can't believe you.
Yeah.
Gideon,
You're no Gira.
That's like Roxon forgetting his axe.
Gideon kind of comes behind Scrimshaw and says, "Yeah, that's really silly of you," and he slides a diamond in his pocket. And then kind of like pats his cloak as he kind of just passes away, so that hopefully Chinook would notice something in the pocket.
Are you trying to hide it from everyone else?
yeah, just so that she...
Make a sleight of hand check.
My passive perception is 10.
Mine is 20.
Oh my god.
Morna
Well.
sees it.
I say nothing.
I mean, I have this diamond right here. I kind of look at, kind of side eye Gideon as like a kind of like a thank you.
Oh,
Well, one's not enough, so we need to get some more. Can we buy them in Oristas?
there's a well, I mean, they have mines here, right? Yeah, presumably. They.
Oristas is the big diamond mine
Oh yeah.
rather than RVC.
Might be able to find a diamond outlet for outlet store that sells them at.
Bulk buy.
Ooh. How many diamonds do you have to
Says-
buy for bulk savings?
Wait, you have wait, right. I think I might have a diamond around here somewhere. Although he starts like looking around one of his tool chests. How destroyed are the diamonds? How are they okay if they're a bit acid damaged?
As long as they're worth 300 gold.
I think it was worth 300 gold before I started doing experiments with it.
Maybe we shouldn't put our someone put the ability to bring someone back to life in the hands of a diamond that may or may not work.
Probably smart. This diamond, if it's any consolation, it didn't really help me in my experiment.
I'm not sure it is. But I think if we want to stock up on diamonds while we're here,
We should probably go and see Gothic as well.
yeah, maybe go say hello. Has been a while.
I'm also thinking about. Right, do you want to see this thing before you go anyway?
Oh
He
yeah,
goes up to the
yeah, for sure.
the covering over the vessel. He pulls the covering down. He says, "I haven't named it yet, but if you have any ideas," and he pulls down the covering, revealing a very slick black, sort of. It looks like a very fast sort of galley, of some sort, without. But where instead of there being loads and loads of oars coming out the side of a galley, how it normally would, there's just two sort of like arms almost that have these like deflated sort of sacks on them. And he says, when I manage to find something that holds air, I will be able to use it. And on the top, there's like this big mast that has like a half constructed mast that hasn't been fully erected yet. But there is a sort of like a sail on there as well. So it does look like a ship that could very well be like waterworthy. But the two arms coming off it seem like they might be able to lift it up into the sky. And he says, I have a sort of machine that pumps air using Talstone energy, and it seems to allow it to float.
Oh, so have you gotten it to float yet, or?
I've gotten it to float a bit, but it's the issue is that with the sacks themselves, they don't quite hold air well enough. Once I manage to fix that and stop all the air leaking, then it will be airworthy for a lot longer. But this has broken the record so far of the amount of time it's managed to fly.
Oh,
Maybe
how
you and
long is
Epic
that?
can trade
An hour, 3
knowledge.
hours, a day?
About 5 minutes so far.
Oh, okay. How far
Yes.
can you get in 5 minutes?
Well, it goes quite quickly. It goes
Oh.
about 30 feet a second or something at top speed.
That's faster than I expected for something with big balloons on it.
Well, once you get up in the mountain, you get quite a lot of air. Get quite a bit of a breeze. Landing, which is the hard part, which is why I've been quite scared of taking it out longer. But I will find some method. But I will put that on the back shelf whilst I work on this thing for your friend.
Maybe Epic can help you.
Well, potentially, I don't see how he could have a greater grasp on this than I have. But sure, I'm sure that's possible.
They did have, well, in the planet that he's from, there is technology far beyond anything that exists in Erd.
Yeah, well, we will see about that, won't we? Well,
We have seen about that. We were there.
Yeah. They even have spaceships.
no, right. Well,
I say that had spaceships.
Well, to Gothic then, shall we? He's
Yeah.
like, clearly not believing you. But he takes you down sort of the main row of factories, and he says, so we've been working around the clock to try and mechanize. Mechanize, is that the word? To make the army of Gothric's orcs, make them as modernized as possible. We have given them all the best in terms of firearms that the gnomes have created. I have designed some of these myself, and trained the orcs to create them, and shared quite a lot of our secret technology. The orcs will be a great ally in the future against the Commonwealth.
Can I just ask a quick question? There's a lot of weapons being made here. Is there is this just purely defensive?
It is a modernization process. It is the orcs have taken. Gothic might be able to explain better, but the orcs have taken a new path than what they have historically done, and they feel that a modernized army, well situated with modern weapons, will be very capable of defending their homeland. Commonwealth would be fools to try and come up these mountains again.
Yeah, I can certainly agree with that. Kind of quite nervous by the volume of industrialization and work going on there.
Yes, it does look like a lot, but the orcs still have quite far to go before they reach the gnomes. Of course. Well, yes. Right, here we are, and takes you up to the Gothic's hut, which is remaining, I suppose, fairly similar to how it was before. You're let in, and you see Gothic staring at a map of some sort. What's Gothic wearing, Zach?
Gothic at the moment is kind of wearing kind of traditional like tribal chieftain gear for like the mountains. So like a kind of it's not like his standard armor. It's more like just kind of just some standard like furs and a warg hide cloak. He's still got his head shaved and his face is still covered in tribal tattoos as he's just kind of massaging. I mean, as he's just kind of holding a goblet of something orcish and alcoholic while staring at the map.
Gothic, Zach says.
Sax, how you doing, buddy?
Good,
Wait.
good.
Gideon!
He kind of jogs over and kind of gives
Gothic
him.
gives Gideon a bear hug.
What is it with people and reunions and squeezing me too much? I mean, where are my manners? It's good to see you, Gothic.
It's good to see you! Oh, it's been so long. Too long.
It really has. I thanks for helping me out in the school. That letter went a long way.
It's no worries. It's no worries.
So we saw your factories. The whole place is completely different than when we last came here.
Oh, you know, if you were to travel back in time and tell me that all of this would have happened so quickly, I would have laughed in your face and called you a fool. But the orcs have really taken to it. I'm honestly rather surprised.
I mean, I was half expecting some tribal feud or something, but you saying that
we
all?
had that. We dealt with it. I died a few times.
Oh well, some things
rest
never
of
change,
this,
eh?
Like the good.
Yeah.
I mean, you were there, Roxon.
I know. I was remembering the good old days. Warmed
Yeah.
my heart when you died twice within about 5 seconds.
I wouldn't have died twice if Gira didn't revive me the first time.
Well,
Yeah,
let's not
but if he
speak ill of the
if he
dead.
hadn't revived you the first time, you may have been carried away by the Dracolich.
That is true. Good old Gira.
Yeah, good times.
Good.
But yeah, all it took, I guess, was the god to literally show up in the flesh and give me a gun for them to realize, oh shit, technology's pretty fucking cool.
Imagining like a god showing up with like a baseball cap, like, "Hello, fellow kids, guns are cool."
Look at have this gat.
It's like God is real, and he's in the NRA.
Somebody get my gut.
I'm Republican Jesus. Have a gun.
Jesus was always packing.
Oh yeah. Sax says, "Well, I have been summoned for end of world business. That's
Oh.
okay."
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. If it's stopping the end of the world, then I can't really tell you, no, fuck you, stay here. Like a selfish prick, but...
I do promise I'll be safe, and when I return, I will finish the skyship.
Cool.
It's just been quite busy recently. I
Guns to it. Gothic says, stroking his chin as he stares at the wall with all of his guns just kind of hanging.
Well, I hope that yes, certainly we can make it the finest gunship in the skies. Just need to have a issue with getting it to fly first for a long time.
When
Well.
those gunships get when those gunships get a bit bigger, there is something that might be very. Never mind.
Well, the Clive 5 said they wanted to see you, so whilst I wait, here, have them. I'm gonna just drink some motor oil. Yeah, be right back.
I mean, we just stopped in to say hello, really. Obviously, we haven't seen Gideon in a long time, and
Yeah.
even the rest of us has been, what is it, nearly a year and a half? Not since the
Yeah.
wedding.
Yeah, that was fun until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Any thoughts of rejoining us, Gothic? We could always have room for some of your talents.
Not for a little bit, I don't think. I've still got a lot of wrangling to do here. When Rasik died, it kind of left me on my own a bit. Of course, I have the other clan chiefs who help out now and then when they're not being assholes. Politics is fucking awful. I hate it so much. But I think when we get the ball rolling and I can find someone to work as a deputy, I can take a little bit of time away. I have a lot more guns to show you.
I can see you've got even more into your guns. You still using the old weapons before the guns, ever?
This person thinks I use weapons that aren't guns. That's funny. No.
Huh. You know, I quite liked it. There's a charm to the classics.
I mean, there certainly is a necessity at times to use a weapon like a longbow for when you don't want to be heard. But also, you're not going to be heard if the people who can hear you are all fucking dead with 5 separate bullet holes in their chest cavity.
That's true. Well, I suppose I know where to come if I want to find the best guns in the universe. Am I right, everyone?
Or you could just learn the silence spell.
That is also true. That is completely accurate. No one's gonna hear me when my bullets don't make any noise. That's great. I should have thought of that. And I can
that's
cast spells now.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea, actually.
That's what I did when I fired that gun.
I should find a way to enchant my gun. Wait, you found a gun?
No.
Oh no!
Insight check.
It's fine. It's nothing like the guns around here.
That just makes me more interested.
It's a lot shitter.
It's
Terrible. Absolutely awful.
yeah,
It doesn't even fire bullets.
yeah, it can't even fire a bullet, really.
Yeah, Lorna shot me with it. Did nothing.
Alright then. Gothic's gonna say with his eyebrow kind of cocked.
Patrick, have you heard any news of the council? I'm assuming you've been told.
Oh yes, of course. I'm definitely going to be showing up to that when I can.
Do you have any idea of anyone else on the council?
Would I have any idea on who else is on the council?
Yeah. I'll get back to you with the list.
Okay. I recite the list that will soon come forth.
Yeah, you know Mayor Valance is on the Commonwealth one. You know that Ezra Oakhart is from Canalt. And then there's a like from the rest of the countries. So from Shore Corral and Uzuldanar, there are people that you don't recognize their names. Same with Faranor. And Lavar, and the Lavari one is someone you don't recognize as well. But you know he's big. He's big in the Tempest brand.
So yeah, I recite those names.
Oh, well, I look forward to meeting all of those in granular detail at some point.
Well, other than May, I fucking hate that bastard.
Why'd you hate Mayo?
Mayo Valance?
Yeah.
Wait, am I mixing him up with someone else?
Wait, you were there, right?
Yeah, Kadina was there.
You were there when he captured Aaron and all that.
Oh, ignore me, sir. I got my people mixed up. Ignore me.
I thought
Oh,
I
right,
was
okay,
mixing
yeah.
someone up. I was like, wait, is Mayo actually a good guy? What's going on?
No, I'm just me.
Yeah, prefer his brother, Ketchup. Sorry.
Brown sauce.
That hurts.
Brown sauce just sounds like a racist nickname.
God.
Brilliant. All right. Should we take a break?
Yep.
All right. See you in a bit.
Counts out. Yeah.
Well, you caught me off guard.
Right, well, welcome back, everyone. So just before the break, you travelled to Orovisi to commandeer Sax to build a body for Epic. But also, whilst you were there, you decided to catch up with Gothic, and awkwardness ensued. Gothic, yeah, I'm clearly happy to see you all. Sax says, "Oh, you know, if I go 5 minutes without actually doing something creative, my hands start to swell up. So maybe we should get going."
You should probably see someone about that.
Babe, we need to buy
that sounds
diamonds.
really bad.
We need to buy diamonds first.
Yeah, so Chinook, what diamonds do you have?
Well, I have one. I have one now.
What size is it?
I don't know, Gideon. How big was the diamond?
I don't know what you mean. What are you trying to say?
It was 21 carats.
How big is yours?
Yeah, well, let me see it, Chinook. I might be able to. I think we've all seen what a diamond looks like.
I know what diamond.
I assume it'll be a 300 GP one.
It is, yeah. It is.
Okay.
All right, so shall we all chip in? After all, these are for all of us.
Well, speak for yourself, but I guess I will put a little money.
Yeah, I'll put 300 gold in.
How many do we need in total?
I was just thinking one each.
I guess I'll put it in, even though I probably won't be the one to use it. So.
Okay.
Sure, I'll put
Insurance.
some money in.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
put in 300.
Yeah, it's like insurance.
Okay, so everyone's putting in 300, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And I will also put in 300 for myself. I don't think I need to buy one for me because I'm the only one that can revive.
Oh yeah, if you die, you're dead. Like
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
die, we're fucked.
Yeah. So I'll just buy the ones for you lot, I think. Okay. So. Okay, so. Yeah, I'll buy diamonds for everybody.
Cool. Well, that's excellent, Zack says. Nice to know that you're all insured up. Should I get some tools?
Oh, I don't know. Does Aaron have the right? Will Aaron have the right tools?
Aha! Just kidding. I have my own toolkit, which I have here. And he
Oh.
sort of like shows on his belt a toolkit which like rapidly expands when he takes it off the belt, and it sort of grows like 3 or 4 sizes. And he sets it on the ground and opens it up, and there's loads of tools in there.
Toolkit holding.
Good invention, is it not?
Seems useful for someone in your field.
Yes.
And of my stature, I can get 3 times the amount of tools that a gnome can normally carry.
Oh, so would that be like the same amount of tools that someone like Roxon could carry?
Go on, Roxon, carry all these tools.
Sure. Try.
You pick it up quite effortlessly.
Yeah. So it's true.
Good. Well, I have someone to carry it now. Yeah.
Oh, he's smart.
Damn it! Outsmarted again.
It's not that difficult, Roxon.
Watch your tongue. Remember, you die.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
who's
it.
teleporting us?
Anyone have a free one, or shall I get this?
I can do it as long as I have the location.
Oh, sure. I'm not sure if you've seen it before. Here you go. I'll share the page in my book with the circle.
Yeah. It was originally Gideon's book, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
originally
yeah.
was.
Well, Gideon, you see the pages once more of the book that you once possessed.
Yeah,
If you want, we can make a second copy, and I can give this back to you.
No, you guys keep that. I'm happy to copy it into this one. It works for me.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, so you begin the process of teleporting away. Sax puts his goggles on his sort of shirt and begins to like puff up his hair. He says, "I always like to look good when teleporting." As you begin to read out loud your arcane invocation, and all of you are whisked away, except for Gothic, to the lovely, springy, warm summeriness of Orestas as you appear in Erin's tower. You see Erin and Epic sort of mid in conversation with Bet sort of sat in the corner. Eating a sandwich.
I swear, every time we teleport in here, you're eating a sandwich or eating something.
Well, yes, I have. People expect a lot of me, and eating a lot is something they expect. So I like to keep it up. Erin sort of chuckles and says, "Oh, okay. Well, hi everyone. You're back quickly. Oh, hi, hello, Sax." And Sax says, Erin, as fresh as the day we met." And she says, "Yeah, right. Well, I've been speaking to Epic. He's begun having a look in his files. And Epic says, you see his projection sort of like sat on an armchair. He stands up and says, so this is the creature who is going to build me my body." And Sax is like, "Hey, who are you calling creature?"
Oh god, they're gonna get on swimmingly.
Epic, Sax, Epic. This is the well, he is a Cranian from the planet Crane. He currently resides in this.
"How did you get in here, hey? A curse?" Sax says, "I've seen a few people trapped in inanimate objects in my time. We can get you out of that very easily." And Epic says, no, that's not what's happened here. I'm not trapped. I just sort of moved myself in here.
Question:
Anyway.
Is your soul in there?
My what?
Your soul?
My soul?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, it's you. You know, like when you die, your soul leaves your body and goes elsewhere. Is it in there? Are you, or are you a recreation of you?
I've never heard of that before. That sounds like Stone Age nonsense.
Oh, it's very much real. I mean, when I kill someone, I can rip their soul from their body and turn them into a spectre and have them do my bidding for a short time.
Why don't we kill him and find out?
Let's
use
not.
the spirits
Let's
of my
not.
ancestors to protect my allies.
Yeah, it's well established fact that souls and ghosts and spirits are a very tangible thing.
Well, not to offend you at all, Epic says, but I sort of believe that you are still stuck in rather primitive ways, and I do not blame you for believing in such nonsense, but I have to say I have never seen evidence of such things before, and I don't believe it. I think that once our life on this realm is done, it's done.
I mean, we have all died.
And then we came back.
Yeah, we got better.
Yes,
Yeah, explain
there
that.
is... Well, our scientists and doctors have done that many times too. It is just medicine.
But we weren't using this.
I feel like I'm going to be
We've also seen ghosts.
struggling.
Yeah, we've seen ghosts. I literally summoned the spirits to protect people during the fight. When we were fighting those spirits. You saw.
Yes, and what I'm saying is there's surely a scientific explanation for it.
No, there's not.
You know, I used to say the exact same thing, Epic, but one day I just realized I don't even know anymore.
Well, so how is he going to make my body for me? Are you? No. What is your name again? Sax. And he says, yes, Sax. He says, well, Sax, how are you going to give me mobility? That's just something I'm rather interested in having right now. And Sax says, well, I was thinking about, and then goes into sort of rather technical, boring jargon. Erin walks over to you, Gideon, and says, well, this must feel different, being back. I don't know, different to studying.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I had a good time there. I learned a lot from a lot of really, really impressive masters. I mean, since we've last met, I mean, blimey, I've seen a lot.
Ashmelin does have a great history of magical schools. The Arcanum itself was founded, very inspired by them. But I am glad you're back. There is only so much you can learn from books and in school.
Indeed. I mean, the best thing about books is that it, gives you ideas of where things are in the world that you can investigate or take. And there's a lot of powerful stuff up there that's locked away in books.
Yes, well, I remember when I was your age, I had aspirations of seeing the world and becoming great and powerful, and well, you never quite know how your life's going to turn out for you until it happens. I can see that you're going to go far, Gideon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will, but you're right. All sorts of things can happen when you make mistakes and make choices that have consequences later down the line. I suppose it's part of life.
Yep, don't I know it. Well,
But I never said though. Also, I'm kind of reminded by a recent chat with Gothic just a few minutes ago. But thank you for your letter at the school, the Atrocious school.
It's all right. Those schools, it's more about who you know than how good you are, and I didn't feel that. Well, I didn't want them to lose out on having such a great student. Well, have you given some thought about what you're planning on doing next? I imagine Epic and Sax are going to be busy for a little while at least, whilst they're sorting their things out.
Is this to everyone or?
Just generally.
I'm not really sure. I mean, we had obviously there's other planets in that system that we need to investigate, but
there is still the Feywild to deal with.
That's true.
That's a threat that threatens the entire multiverse.
Would quite like to see the Feywild at some point.
Oh, you'd love it there.
What interests me most about the Feywild is the space in between here and there. I mean, it's a space where time is it doesn't work in the same way as it does here or there, right? And it's kind of why time works a bit differently for when you move one across the other. Fascinating stuff.
Oh yeah, there's been copious tomes written about it. They've all got it wrong.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, you can't catalogue the Feywild. The Feywild just does its own thing.
Is there a degree of sentience behind the Feywild? Master Tomlinson said something like that in his Pyrrhic Works number 14, I think it was.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was. In a sense, everything's living.
Curious. Well, I mean, and what of its ecology is? I've heard various things and read various things over the years to suggest that it's everything and nothing.
That sounds very accurate.
Curious. And I'm also aware of some of the more social cues you have to be aware of. Is something about a name. You don't want to say your own name.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Never do that. That will fuck you over horrifically.
Do you suggest using fake names?
The way we usually do it is by saying epithets or titles, something that describes yourself rather than who you are. For example, Roxon could walk around calling himself Skull Cleaver and the like. Morna could be Broody McPunchface.
Morna can just be Morna.
It's true.
Morna's fine with Morna. I don't know what my proper name is. My birth name.
I mean, in a sense, sometimes your chosen name has... It's more that when you give your name, it's not so much that you're giving your name, it's more so you're giving your identity.
Oh.
So your name would be... So the identity you're giving over is the one you've constructed for yourself.
Erin says, yes, I think the term is, if you're giving a name that you use, then you say, you may call me this name. Rather than, if they say, can I have your name? And, well, I've heard of that going badly.
Oh, yes.
What if
You see at least 5 travelers coming to the Feywild each week who will make that blunder. It's rather funny.
So is it only if they ask you, can they have your name, and you say yes, you actually agree verbally to it? So if they were to say, can I have your name, and I were to say, oh, it's Scrimshaw,
Yeah.
would that count as an agreement?
It's not necessarily anything that's binding in terms of magic. It's that you may that a fey creature may get the wrong impression, and you don't want to go down that route.
Oh, yes. No, you don't want to deal with that at all.
And another thing I read, it's a particularly curious one, is you don't say thank you and you don't accept gifts. Is that right?
You don't accept gifts, no. Because then if you accept a gift, then the gifting cycle comes in, and you need to give a gift, and then they need to give you a gift. Sometimes the gifts are enchanted. There was one guy who went to a wedding not long ago. He was actually immortal here. I was told about this a while ago. And he was given a dog at a wedding, and he was told no man that came with him is allowed to come off the horse until the dog comes off. The dog never came off, and so they roam around the countryside eternally. Don't accept gifts.
It does
that's
sound like a
alert.
warning. Well, you're free to stay the night here. I don't know what plans you have. I'm going to have a nice supper. Eliral's not here, so it's just going to be a bit of a chill one, as they say.
Well,
All the cool kids say it.
I mean,
It's what the slang of the young'uns say these days. I do feel like I'm getting old now. I'm only 32.
that's still extremely young.
Well,
I suppose not in human years.
but yes, feel free to drink and be merry here. I think I'm going to put the magical oven on. Something nice.
Magical.
Oh, have you not seen this before?
Don't think so.
Right here.
So you got like a Talstone of element.
No. Nothing so technological. I don't know. Come over here, and she takes you over to the side, the side of the living area where it has like a lot of food preparation area. So it's like a kitchen living room. Takes you over to this sort of like box that has like loads of magical inscriptions around it. It's made of stone, and it seems to have a lid that's like it's almost like a big cauldron. And she says, "Roxon, what would you like to eat?"
How about a hog?
Okay, well, Og Bog, make a hog. And then waves her hand. The runes begin glowing, and this smell of freshly cooked meat wafts out of the top of it. She opens it up, and she says, "Have a look inside."
Oh my god.
Yes,
It's
a roasted
beautiful.
hog.
Scrimshaw, we need one of these.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
You do the magic stuff. Or Gideon. Gideon. We need one
I
of
am
these.
I am the third most proficient with magic person on this team.
You just came to me.
Fourth if we including Aaron.
Look, you just came to mind first, okay? Maybe you're not the first.
Fifth if we include
but-
Illyrial.
But I'm just saying, please can we get one of these?
I
You should
mean,
eat it before it gets cold. What's everyone else want?
I will. Oh.
I'll have the same.
You're gonna have the same. Okay, well, Og Bog, make a hog. Bong. And
Would have thought
she
that-
begins to like plate it up.
Would have thought that two people could share one entire hog.
No.
you know what I haven't had in about 2.5 years? Maybe a bit more, actually. Maybe like 3 years.
Oh no.
Oh no!
I think you know what I'm gonna say here, guys. Some,
I
some,
had some of those. They were
uh,
at the wedding you didn't come to. Oh no.
well, that's why yeah, no, I didn't manage to get any. But, Aryan oranges would be nice. But also, if you have any lamb, that would be nice.
Orange lamb.
Maybe Aryan Lamb L'Orange.
I have to think of a rhyme for that.
Be very careful.
She sort of says, alcohol, make these oranges full of deliciousness. And she says, maybe? She opens it up, and and the smell of sort of like rum begins to fill the room. She says, maybe? I've never tried these in here before. It's usually things you cook with.
Oh.
But
Does it
she
look
opens
like-
them up, and there are two like plump, fat oranges in there
Very nice.
that smell like rum. And she says, "Wham bam, give me lamb."
Much
Yeah.
easier to
She
write.
takes the oranges out. Yeah, and then the smell of freshly cooked lamb with rosemary and sort of gravy begins filling the room. Just help yourself. Just think of a rhyme. It sort of knows. No, I made it myself. It was yeah.
Wumby Gumbry, I'm not hungry.
It just like puffs out, like some sludge comes out.
Oh.
Oh god.
Sure, that's exactly what we planned. But yeah, let's set the table. I'm gonna get a bottle of wine. Epic says, "Oh, I could really do with some skull worms right now."
Carlworm, Barbworm, make some skullworms.
Well, it sort of like gets confused, the box, and the runes starts to go funny, and he says and Aaron says, "Yeah, I think it has to be something that you kind of know what it is." And Epic says, "Yeah, not like I can eat it anyway." But thanks for trying.
Could you change your programming so that you feel like you're eating it?
Actually, you know what? I probably could do that. Ah, yes,
Then
I feel
how
that.
would you dispose of the waste?
I feel like that hit. I feel that hit of pleasure from eating food I like. Bet says, "Yeah, should have seen what went into making that. That's why I like sandwiches."
Hmm.
Oh, anyway, Erin sits down at the table. She uncorks a bottle of wine and says, "Oh wow, so tell me about. I don't know. Let's for a night pretend like the world isn't about to promptly end. Oh yeah, tell me something about it, all of you. Something I haven't heard before, or something new." She points over to a sort of like instrument that's sort of on the wall, and she like points at it, and it begins playing.
Something you don't know about me. Well,
You actually have 2 brain cells?
again, I'd like to remind you that in the event of your death, you will not be coming back. And whether it be my hand or someone else's, I just want you to remember that.
You know, you might be alright.
No, he won't.
Got something you're keeping up your sleeve there, Gideon?
Oh no, not me. I'm as
Yes,
plain
Gideon, tell us
and as
something about
transparent as the day is long.
Tell us about something that we don't know about you. Come on.
Oh, I should have. I don't know. Did I tell you the story when I accidentally caused my orphanage to explode in a fireball? That's a fun
That
story.
sounds horrible and traumatizing.
Yeah, you're kind of killing the mood.
Oh, maybe you should ask someone else then. My stories are pretty much all that.
Could tell us about this new magic of yours. It looked very different to the last time I saw you.
What do you mean?
Just kind of had like a spectral feel to it. It looked weird.
Oh,
Tell us
what?
about it.
What this? And then Gideon casts Echo of Time, and then like Misty steps to a chair across the table. So there's
Yes, that.
there's like him in one chair, and then like
Oh god, there's 2 of them.
the spectral version with like legs up on the table in a very kind of antisocial manner. Do you mean this? And then you like see like Gideon's lips move, but like there's this kind of like weird like kind of not sound particularly, but it's like kind of
Yes,
emanating
exactly that.
quite a few seconds
What's
after.
going on here? How does this work?
How does it work? Well, and Gideon like pulls out like a little like a little hourglass basically, and puts it on the desk, and the sand starts tipping away.
Huh?
And he says, "What is this, son?
It's an hourglass.
And what's it doing?"
It's, the sand is going in. The other bit. Counting down something. I don't
Yeah, well, that's time, right? It's
know. Yes.
always moving, always changing, always going forward. What if I was to say that magic allows us to stop that? And
Right.
I guess like I don't know if this is a spell that like Gideon really has, Mike, but like, is there like he kind of like something seems to kind of like glow a little bit, and it kind of stops for a few seconds, the sand going.
Ah.
Mhm.
So, the spectral version is you stopped in time?
Well, a few seconds back, it's I don't know if you ever heard of a cleric spell. I say cleric spell, a spell that people who tend to be aligned to deities tend to be able to do.
Right.
Well, myself and my old master, we found a way to change it, bottle it, so that it kind of uses me in my previous version to kind of be the spiritual weapon in a sense.
Right.
You see Erin like drinking her wine, like very intently listening to you.
So if that dies, you don't die, though.
Oh no, I mean this is the path. No, it's fine. I mean you couldn't even hurt it if you tried. Look, try and like swat it or throw a chair. I know you like doing that
Instead
at
of
it.
throw a
Oh
chair
my
at it.
god!
He picks up. Actually, do you know what? He picks up Chinook's chair and throws it.
Please don't throw the chairs. We are not. We are in someone else's home.
You throw the chair and it goes right through the spectral Gideon, but is like caught by a mage hand coming from Erin, and is like set down against the wall. Erin says that this is very powerful magic, Gideon. Are you sure you know what you're doing here? This is something new.
Is new always that scary, Aaron? Fine. I'm in total control of it.
I've seen people say that they're in control of things and haven't been. Just making sure that this master you mentioned isn't taking you down a dark path.
No,
Playing
quite.
around with time. I've heard stories of people, well, who've fallen quite far doing similar things.
Master Mizab was always a bit of an eccentric one, but he did quite the opposite. He put me back on the right path, Aaron. He's kinda saved
Master
me.
Mizad.
That's right.
I've heard that name. Where do I know that from? Well, you seem capable enough. I'm sure that it's fine. And she carries on drinking.
See?
Epic says, "This is. I've never seen anything like this before. This looks very just different." And Sax says, "Well, clearly we must be more advanced than you then."
You think?
Well, Sax says, "Well, yes. I mean, we have all these magical abilities that Epic seems to not have a clue about. Clearly, we don't need all this fancy schmancy technology that he professes, because we haven't ever needed it."
Well, I mean, if we're more advanced in some ways, less advanced in others, does it have to be one's better than the other?
This is definitely better. Epic says, "I will agree to disagree."
I mean, what if someday we have a society with the benefits of both?
I'll believe it when I see it. No, my technology is going to change the world. I feel that Epic's technology will, I don't know. Scary. It's scary thinking about it. But that being said, we're all trying to destroy this planet. So we've got to work together.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of, no offense, but I want to hear some of the things you guys got up to while I was gone.
Me, says Aaron.
Well, all of you. I was kind of out of the loop for a while. I know a few bits. I've seen a few things, but any highlights?
Killed some dragons. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Free the strangers.
Killed the elder brain.
Yeah, killed the Elder Brain, killed Naxus.
Any fun
Yes.
anecdotes? I'd already heard all of that stuff.
Well, I'm quite interested in what happens in the Frostbleed Peaks, Aaron says.
Which time?
With Ashen.
With Ashen. Wow. Now that is a story. Yes. Well, we destroyed Ashen and destroyed the giants, which made me happy.
Well, we didn't
Yeah,
destroy the
brilliant.
giants. We just,
Well, he killed a lot of them.
yeah.
Enough that they won't be an issue again.
And what's there now?
What do you mean?
Well,
I mean, we haven't been there in a long time. I don't know what's there.
Well, I mean, Denas Terrar is now the headquarters for the base of the Grace of the Crow.
Pretty sure we weren't supposed to be telling anyone that. Scrimshaw.
Oh wait, sorry. Shit.
Well done.
Oh, right. Where's Garrett? Where's someone with modified memory when you need him?
Well, hold on, Erin says. She says, I think if anyone, I think we're all probably pretty highly trusted now.
Yeah, I think I don't think there's ever. I think these are safe hands for that information.
Provided we're not being scried.
Oh, we're in Aaron's Tower. This is a safe place.
Yes, this is one of the safest. But I have to say, it has been quite stressful recently. A lot of the work I've been doing is stuff that feels like only I can do. I can't really talk to anyone else about it, especially Magisters.
Such as?
Well, mapping the stars. I fear that the way that the Tempest Brand have been talking recently, they're getting more and more involved in this. This prophecy. They feel that the end times are coming and they'll soon be judged. And actually, it doesn't seem like they're that interested in fixing the problem.
Would they be potentially on the planet's side? Like actually aiding it in bringing about the end of humanity?
I'm not sure they see it that way.
Or do they just see it as an inevitability that there's no point trying to stop?
Well, I think they see it as a... what's the word for it? Just a prophecy that Titus, foresaw, and he'll return, and their souls will be judged, and that sort of thing. And then there was also that Magister who's been snooping around.
Yeah.
Which
one?
Magister from Carnea.
Eston.
Ah, yes, you know him.
Yeah, he was. Well, we worked with him when we were infiltrating Carnea before, the event happened. Is there a name? Is there a name that's referred to at this point? I feel like it's quite significant. It should have a name, like the hardening or the.
It's the Sundering, I think.
The Sundering.
The hardening.
Yes, no, Eston. He's been here a few times. I haven't quite known what to tell him. Been asking a lot about you all.
How's he? He's just kind of mid-mouthful of some lamb. How's he doing?
I don't think you ever met him, Gideon.
I know.
No. Erin says, I don't know. He's been strange, acting weirdly.
But he wants to speak to us?
I think now that he's no longer part of Naruzatar's, he's no longer in Naruzatar's service, he's very interested in you all. No, he came asking about Gideon, actually.
About? Puts kind of his knife and fork down.
Oh, he just said he was researching something. He wanted to speak with you. This was before you returned. I didn't think it was. Well, I mean, it sort of skipped my mind when you came back. But yes, he's been acting weird.
Where could we find him?
I could send him a message. See about sorting something out.
Gideon kind of looks to the other members of the party and says, "Does that sound right to you guys?"
Sure. See why not?
Okay.
Well, Oh, I'm getting tired. I might retire, but feel free to stay here tonight.
Sure. So, tomorrow then. Feywild?
Very wild.
So what's the plan here?
There's someone we need to go talk to.
Is that
Someone very powerful who could help us in our fight against Hakul. I don't want to say too much because, well, his spies could be listening, and as we
I don't
discovered,
think there's any place that will have more privacy than we do right now.
there is someone who tried to fight against Hakul before. Sadly, he failed, but he wasn't killed and sealed away into a temple. It's my belief he can help us here. I think he's the being that the family that we were previously in discussion with might have been connected to. If that's the case, he wouldn't want me to reveal his name just yet.
Is this you may call me name or a name?
I'm not entirely sure. If he's a very, very powerful Fae. If so, I don't think anyone really, living or dead, will know his name.
Well, okay, fine, I guess. I mean, I may have heard of him, but sure.
Sure, okay. Right. We also still need to think about how we'll manage to sort this out while also fixing Scrimshaw's noggin.
What about Scrimshaw's noggin?
His memories.
Yeah, you mentioned them briefly yesterday, but what do we need to do?
Well, I mean, there's evidence that my memories have been altered. Gira previously tried to kind of clear the effect that had been placed on me, but it was beyond normal. It was beyond the scope of a simple modify memory spell, and he wasn't able to do it.
Okay.
I'd say we go talk to this other powerful Archfey about it. I think if we go directly towards Hakul and ask him to fix your memories, I think we'll wind up getting our asses handed to us.
I feel like we might be asking quite a bit of your friend, unless is your friend deeply against Hakul, and we could say something like, "Hey, we'll help you deal with Hakul if you give our friend his memories back," or something like that.
Well, I can certainly say he's not a particular fan of Hakul. He did lead a rebellion against him long ago, and he's been imprisoned in a temple ever since. And trust me, there's nothing the Fae hate more than being trapped.
Okay. So we waltz up and say what?
I say we come up with a bargain. The end of Hakul and Scrimshaw's memories for something he would like. I'm...
one breath you're saying never bargain with Fae, and on the other saying bargain with Fae.
Yes, well, you don't bargain with Faye unless you kind of have to here. I don't think us five can take down Hakul on our own. We're powerful, but we're not that powerful. He's an archfey. We are not at that level yet. On top of that, he also has his own devoted magicians and warriors, including my mother. If we go there, guns blazing, weapons out, just headstrong into battle, we might end up having to harm people I care about.
Need some way to weaken him then.
Yes. Which, quite frankly, I don't know anything about. I take it this other archfey does, though. So I don't really see much other choice.
Well, you're the expert. So you know where they are?
I know where they are, or at least I know the location where they are.
And are we to assume that Hakul knows that you're no longer with him?
Well, he did send that. He did send his goons to attack that one family. And on top of that, we're still not sure what Shai told him. I think it's best to assume the worst.
So we do not go and see Hakul under any circumstances until we are
Certainly
ready
not.
to take him on.
There is someone else I want to visit when we're there as well before we head off. I kind of owe someone an explanation as to certain occurrences that have happened.
Of course. Feywild time.
It's 10
How-
times as long.
10 times. So,
If I've read correctly.
Epic.
Yes.
Presuming you can have your get your body sorted out in a quick fashion. How long do you think it's going to be before we're? Well, I suppose Aaron as well. How long do you think it may be before we're able to go to one of these planets?
Well, Epic seems to be able to do very quick calculations. So finding the coordinates of these other planets in relation to Crane should be quite easy, I think. As for Sax, what do you think about how long it will take to make a body for our friend? Sax says, well, I could crack it out in a few weeks, 3 or 4. Aaron says, well, that should give us plenty of time.
Okay, so a few days. A few days in the Feywild, and should be ready to go.
I hear somebody sniggering.
Oh, sorry.
Don't want to spend too long. Yeah, if we were to go in there if we were to end up in there for say 2 months, we may come back to a world that doesn't exist.
Yes, well, that is a worry. But then again, Aaron says, getting your memories back might be a great help.
Yes.
And if that can be done, it might help us out on a number of fronts, working out
Yeah.
Tales up to
Absolutely.
maybe you'll become more powerful.
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe you'll have a secret way of destroying the planet-born dead somewhere in your memories for some reason.
One of the memories is how to build an antimatter bomb. I mean, be honest, the main thing that I'm concerned with is I want to know whether, like, what to do about Aaron. Is he worth rescue? Is he worth saving? I don't want to bring him back to this world if that's going to be a blight upon us, but I want that not to be the case. I want him to be redeemable.
I do too. I grew up on the stories of his brilliance.
And obviously he's a powerful ally if he is an ally. But I can't trust any of my knowledge of him if my memories may be fake. I have no idea what is real and what's not. Am I even as old as I think I am? Was I actually born just a few years ago?
If there's anything I know about people like him, they're not allies. They're people who manipulate situations to get what they want. And if it means helping us, it means helping us, but I quite imagine he would just screw us over if it suited him.
Then knowing his goals would be the goal. Whatever he has decided to lock away in this noggin, there must be some insight into those goals. I mean, there would be no
Well, I
point
think
if it
I'm going
wasn't.
to go to sleep.
Right. Okay.
So am I.
Yeah. Let's get some rest. Head out in the morning.
Erin stands up and sort of begins fluffing up her dress and says, "Well, it's been lovely to have an evening with all of you. Yes, make this place your home as much as you like.
Thank you.
Yes, good night, all."
Good night.
Good night. Scrimshaw will pretty much just recline in whatever chair he's currently in and just zonk out.
Is there anything anyone wants to do during the night?
Yeah, Gideon wants to kind of move away a little bit, but not horribly much, not anything suspicious, and he's going to cast, what's it called? I suppose Gideon's Magnificent Mansion is the name we're giving it. And I guess he kind of does a little spell with his arm, and his kind of focus, and you kind of, do you know Game of Thrones at the start that there's like that swirly ball thing with the like few lines, the kind of the concentric circles that kind of go around in
Yeah.
a circle. It's kind of like that happens. And he, as one of the kind of lines comes around one time, he kind of jumps into the center of it. It's kind of bright light, and kind of hops through. It's left open behind him, but he's not advertising the fact or anything. And he kind of hops through into what's colloquially known to himself and Master Mazad as the chronosphere, which is this kind of pockety dimension place, which is kind of like, there's no walls or roofs or anything. It's kind of like open to the elements, but it's like almost like space around, and you can kind of see around, but it's kind of like there's lots of like ribbons and kind of weird things that you don't usually see in space. It's almost like you're kind of in between time, if that makes sense. It's quite hard to describe. But the kind of the platforms that kind of exist, and there's loads of like bookshelves against areas, and Gideon kind of walks through a bit. And in the center, in the main area, there's a figure who's kind of in stasis, effectively, kind of cross-legged, very vacant expression, who who's just kind of stuck there. Gideon kind of walks past, kind of doesn't really pay much attention, but does at the same time, and kind of feels quite sad about it. And goes.
Has anyone followed Gideon through? At this point?
I will have stealthed through.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Is it-
curious
is
as
his
to what
mansion-
this guy's hiding.
Is his mansion better? Is his mansion better than mine?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna try my hardest to keep silent and just kind of stealth through.
Sure, make a stealth check for me.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's higher than Gideon's passive perception. So for now, yeah, Chinook is sneaking through. Do you want to describe what the person looks like? Who's like crossing?
Yeah, I can do. The figure looks like they spent a lot of time in quite arid conditions. The skin's quite dry. They look quite old, but strangely quite young. And there's a sense of youth, but it's kind of doesn't quite make sense. They've got kind of the last vestiges of color in their beard and hair. The beard's quite long, and the robes, traditional kind of wizard robes that you might see in Ishmaelen, with various kind of iconography and the symbolism of it that has kind of like various things in certain languages you might not pick up, but also kind of like the shape of an hourglass or something like that on it as well. Yeah, and just there is also like a massive in the center of it, the whole place. There is a massive hourglass, that when like the sands reach the bottom fully, it kind of artificially kind of inverts itself, and then it starts again. And so Gideon kind of hops up some stairs again. That you wouldn't want to go jump off the side of either end because it'd be a bit weird. I know. Up in the vast recesses of whatever's down there. But he kind of takes a seat at a desk, and there's a bunch of books around and shelves, and a few are kind of floating around, and he kind of beckons a couple of them over, and he starts kind of reading, and he looks kind of like he's quite engaged in the task, but I guess you wouldn't be able to tell what he's reading. But for his note, it's kind of stuff on the Shadowfell and the Feywilds. It's kind of just him trying to clue up a bit before he goes there more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
reading, I say from directly behind him.
Gideon gets up.
Leaning against the railing.
Gideon gets up and like prepares a disintegrate spell basically. And he kind of starts saying the words.
Easy, I come in peace.
What are you doing here? I mean, oh, God damn it! I left the door open again, didn't I?
You
Yeah,
did.
Titus' sake. Well, did anyone else see you come?
I don't think so.
Ah,
I'm
God.
very stealthy.
Gideon kind of like wishes his hands a bit and closes the entrance from this side.
Yeah.
God damn it. Well, I suppose you might as well see it. And he kind of swirls around on the chair. Suppose you could say this is home.
Why are you here, Gideon?
You're here right now.
Yeah.
Well, I was just doing some reading. Look, and he just shows you the book. It's like from some author from maybe a long time ago. You do notice that a lot of the books here are kind of like there's like really old ones, but they kind of look like they're not that old. As in, like time hasn't wearied them that much.
Yeah.
Well, I was reading about your place, the Feywild.
Mm-hmm. Who's your friend?
Oh, Master Mazad. I think I mentioned him earlier. He's he told me a lot. He told me all of this. He led me in here, and I basically kind of co-own this place. Well, especially now since he's not really operable.
I have a spell like this.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you've been there yet.
Well, I mean, this is a pretty specialized spell. Okay, I mean, this is kind of one of a kind.
Oh, of course, this is a very different place. And I imagine it's a very important place. Mine's more like creator space. It has similar functions, I'd imagine. I have a statue of myself. Well, I have a statue of Roxon's body with my head replacing his. I thought that'd be rather funny as they entered through.
I suppose it's hilarious.
You know, can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
I have a hidden room there. I go there every time I cast the spell. Because I like to think there. But mostly, I go there because it's my space. No one else can go there. And I can hide so many things there. You seem like someone who, maybe not a physical one, but you seem like you've got your own hidden room somewhere. You like to retreat somewhere.
Welcome to my hidden room. He kind of holds his arms up and kind of like a shrug kind of look.
I don't think this is it, no.
Why are you so suspicious of me, Shinnock? I really don't understand. I've done nothing to you.
I'm not suspicious of you. Well, I can't say it completely I'm not suspicious of you. I'm suspicious of everyone.
I mean, it was literally something you said the other day. You said, I'm watching you, I'm, suspicious. And I just thought part of it was because you were worried you weren't as good as me.
I don't really care for power. I don't care for skill. I don't care for who can cast the most powerful arcane spell. I know what I have because I have need of it, and it's a means to an end. It's not who I am.
This is
I
very
guess-
strange. I hope this is going somewhere.
I have a... As far as I know, Shai ratted me out. Ah, cool. So, yes, I'm suspicious of just about everyone. Shai was my oldest friend.
Understandable, I suppose.
I guess I came in because... I'm not entirely sure. I wanted to learn something about you. Not so much in a getting dirt or spying on you. I just wanted to learn who you are. The rest of the party, they seem to know you quite well. I don't, and you seem quite adverse to telling me.
Well, that's what a life on the run does to someone.
Yes.
But if you do have any questions, most of them I can answer.
I might take you up on that eventually.
Sort of thing, chump.
Sure.
Now, you gonna
Well-
kind of stand there and look quizzically, or take a seat and read, or so?
I mean, I might as well have a look at your library.
It backdates all the way to. Sorry, say that again.
Seems rather interesting. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean this place. Oof, it goes back a long way. You'll find pieces of antiquity you'd probably only ever find in places like the Feywild, where people kind of jump in and jump out. And Yeah, there's some interesting reads here, and some artifacts as well. I spent a little bit of time after Nexus, kind of collecting a few bits and pieces from the Basalt Isles, but there's cataloged over there, and he just kind of points roughly somewhere over on another area in another kind of section. But yeah, there's all sorts of things in here, and quite frankly, I forgot what most of them are, or I don't understand what they are. Master Mazad had a bunch of stuff here before.
Okay. Chinook just opens up the first random book he can find on the Feywild. Can mention. Oh, so that's what that was. Yeah.
We just romantically read books together for a while.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alright, so-
his shirt unbuttoned, and he's like, "Oh, the Feywild."
Okay, so for the rest of the night, you just read books together.
Very cool.
Eventually, you pass out, Chinook. Pass out back in Erin's library. Just find somewhere comfortable to sleep. That isn't kind of as spooky, I suppose, as Gideon's chronosphere, or whatever it is. But as the night progresses, all of you get good sleep, except for you, Chinook. Your night sort of starts fitfully, tossing and turning. You spend the night quite unable to fall asleep, and as you lie there, you keep having the flashes of anxiety sort of run hot through your body. Thinking about going to the Feywild, being reminded of soon being in the presence of Hakul, perhaps once again. Your mind keeps racing, thinking about your potential ally, how it might be the key to getting rid of Hakul once and for all and finally feeling safe. But after a couple of hours of failing to sleep, you feel thirsty, so you get up and go to the sort of kitchen area to make a drink. As the kettle is boiling for this whatever tea you feel like making yourself, and you're preparing the leaves to steep, you hear someone enter the kitchen right behind you, and it's light-footed, and you assume it's Morna. But as you turn around, you see Sabira there.
Chinook's just gonna drop his cup very dramatically.
Her braided hair is longer than you remember, and her tattoos of leaves and branches running across her face seem to be glowing in the dark slightly. She immediately runs up and hugs you, and she whispers in your ear, "Chinook!"
What are you doing here?
Chinook. I have something to confess, she says, stepping back. You notice in the room, the sound of your cup smashing on the floor hasn't awoken anyone in the room. Even Scrimshaw, you notice, is sort of like just propped up in the corner, not moving at all. You would have assumed that would have woken him up. The kettle behind you begins to whistle on the stove. And from the other corner of the room, by the door that leads up into this part of the tower, you hear a strange noise. Sounds like crying.
What is it?
She leads you into the lounge, and you see on the other side of the room a crib. You hear the sounds of gurgling and crying coming from within, like cooing. And as you step forward, you see a bundle of warm blankets inside the crib, with something moving inside it.
Is that... Wait, how did you sneak? What's going on?
As you say that, do you pull the blankets aside to see what's
Yes.
within? You pull the blankets aside. You see it. It's a baby. However, black stitches bind its mouth shut, and it's sort of screaming in pain. as the whistle, the kettle is continuing to whistle from the kitchen. You see that like the mouth is like freshly sewn up, and like blood is sort of like pouring out of the baby's mouth. And as you turn around in horror to see Sabira, you see her, and her eyes are completely black, and her mouth is also stitched up at this point, and she's sort of reaching out to you. And you see behind her the face of Hakul, sort of like.
Hello? Hello? Huh, we seem to have lost the call. Oh, I was moved to AFK. Sorry.
Oh.
That shouldn't happen.
Right, yeah. So we're done then. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Well, thanks, all.
Legend.
Thanks, mate.
Now that's a way to get a baby to stop crying, right? Just so
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, noted.
Yeah, sorry, I think I missed the last like 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, I think Shonak might be a father or something. I don't know.
Who's Sabine? Are we allowed to know yet or not? Or Sabina? Sabira, sorry, Sabira.
You'll probably find out next session.
Okay.
Right. Well, have you thingied the stream, Richard?
Not yet. Yeah, thanks for running. See you next week, Russian spammers, if you're still there. If you still have access to the internet.
They don't have YouTube anymore.
Alright, see ya.